What life was like 25 years ago. The world of 1999 seems simpler in many ways. But would we really want to go back? That's the big question. The internet was still new and exciting. Most people only used it for work or school. Getting online meant listening to the screeching sounds of a dial-up modem. And if someone called your house phone, you'd get kicked off the internet. Websites loaded at a snail's pace. Speaking of phones, cell phones were just starting to catch on. They were nothing like today's smartphones. The coolest phone was a chunky Nokia. It could make calls and play Snake. That's about it. No texting, no apps, no camera. If you wanted to take photos, you used a film camera or a disposable one. Blockbuster was popular for movie rentals. Friday nights meant browsing the aisles for the perfect movie to rent. Just don't forget to rewind, or you'd face late fees. TV was different too. If you wanted to watch your favorite show, you had to be home at the right time. No streaming, no pausing live TV. And don't forget about commercials. You had to sit through them all. Music came on CDs. People spent hours making mixed CDs for friends or road trips. The Spice Girls were topping the charts, and everyone was obsessed with Titanic. In the tech world, most families shared one computer. It was probably a big colorful iMac. Internet Explorer was the go-to browser. Google had just been founded the year before. Social media didn't exist yet. Neither did YouTube or Wikipedia. The dating world looked different as well. Online dating existed, but it was seen as a last resort. Most people still met the old-fashioned way, through friends, at work, or in bars. The world felt bigger back then. When you went on vacation, you could truly unplug. You didn't check work emails or scroll through social media. You might not even be able to use your cell phone. In other countries, there were no worries about data breaches or social media oversharing. Your personal information wasn't scattered across the internet. Some things were cheaper. Gas cost about $1.22 a gallon. The average home price in the US was around $79,000. Air travel was easier in some ways. You could keep your shoes on at security. Liquids weren't an issue, but smoking was still allowed in many restaurants and bars. Kids had different obsessions. Instead of smartphones, they had Tamagotchis and Gigapets. Harry Potter had just hit bookstores. No one knew yet how huge it would become. For medical dramas, ER was the show to watch. George Clooney, as Dr. Doug Ross, had everyone wishing for a trip to the emergency room. The news cycle was slower. There was no Twitter for breaking news or announcements. You'd have to wait for the evening news or the next day's paper. People still memorized phone numbers. Address books were essential. If you lost your contacts, you were in trouble. But it wasn't all rosy. People were freaking out about Y2K. Many feared that when the year 2000 hit, computers would crash and cause widespread chaos. Spoiler alert, it didn't happen.